Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. When it comes to XRP, what I've noticed over the years is that eventually they all come around. Whether it's people who were previously naysayers, like for instance Ben Armstrong, who runs the BitBoy Crypto YouTube channel, one of the biggest cryptocurrency YouTube channels in existence. I think he's got about 1.5 million subscribers. He used to not like XRP at all. Now he's a huge fan, and he believes it's going to rally substantially, and perhaps, as he put it, to be the darling of the bull run this cycle. And props to him for coming around and recognizing that. And then there's the likes of Raoul Pal, who was never anti-XRP, but he's definitely heavily in the crypto space, but he happened to have not started looking into it until about a year ago, a little bit before the SEC started going after Ripple. And so what I'm noticing, though, is that people, the more time passes, eventually they actually finally look into it, and when they do actual research and get away from the Bitcoin maxi nonsense, fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's put out there, and they're like, there actually is something to this. And it's not just them either, it's also the developers building on top of the ledger. I've got another video coming up soon. I won't be talking about it too much in this video other than just cite the fact that what I keep seeing is more and more developers choosing to build specifically on top of the XRP ledger and in major ways. I'll save that for different videos, but just the point that I'm trying to get across here is that the XRP ledger, it's one of the most, well, first of all, the XRP itself is one of the most liquid cryptocurrencies on the entire planet. It's been around, battle tested for almost an entire decade at this point. There's no sign that it's going away. And so today, when you see markets down as they have been mostly, with a notable drop earlier this morning, to me, that this is nothing to do with long-term viability. It's just a known factor in crypto, and so this doesn't bother me at all. And also, I want to mention this too, and I'll get into this towards the later part of this video. Increasingly, the most famous Bitcoin guys out there are finally at a point where we're saying, yeah, not looking like we're going to be hitting $100,000 Bitcoin this year, at least. So some of them still believe we will this cycle. Actually, most still seem to think that $100,000 plus Bitcoin is going to be hit, but they tend to subscribe to the lengthening cycle theory, which seems pretty plausible at this point. We're more than halfway through December, and we're not seeing altcoin fireworks yet, so very well may be something to that. But before going any further, I do want to be clear, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this, XRP is at 81 cents, Bitcoin at $46,134, market cap for the asset class $2.2 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance at 39.55%. So we did see, again, this dip. Here's a 24-hour chart for XRP. You can see this morning, close to 9, XRP bottomed out at about 79 cents. Bitcoin around the same time got down as low as 45,782, bounced up a bit and then a little back down. And Crypto Fear and Greed Index looking about the same as yesterday, 24 out of 100. So participants in the market still extremely fearful because reasons. I, as an irregular participant within the market, do not feel fear. I count on them feeling fear because it doesn't make sense. We've been trending upwards, as I keep saying, for about 12 years despite major pullbacks. XRP's actually being adapted. I'm not worried. What can I say? I sleep easy at night. I really do. And it's not just people coming around about XRP. I also really love seeing people coming around about crypto in general, including people that are famous and very wealthy within the world of legacy finance. And take a look at this headline from the Daily Hodl. Billionaire and former crypto skeptic Ray Dalio issues inflation warning about cash. And so, as far as the inflation warning, I want to run through this and share some of what he had to say, but this is a narrative that will do nothing but good stuff for crypto holders. At least that's what's expected. That's the broadly expected, accepted rather, wisdom from the wizards of smart in the space. And again, Ray Dalio, he has come around, and he's actually pro Bitcoin after being against it for most of the last 12 years that it's existed here, roughly. Veteran hedge fund manager and American investor Ray Dalio is warning about the implications of climbing prices in consumer goods. In a new interview on Yahoo Finance, Dalio explains why he is significantly concerned about high inflation, and here's a quote. I'm significantly concerned about it because the amount of money and credit that has to be produced and is budgeted is a large increase. And yet, if it is not spent, it produces its own problems. The markets have sensitivity to that, end quote. Dalio's comment comes after the Labor Department's Consumer Price Index rose by 6.8% in November, the fastest in 39 years. In a LinkedIn post, he says that high inflation can be particularly devastating for those whose money is in fiat. Yeah, please take note of that. So look, I keep a certain amount of cash liquid because, who knows, just in case of emergency. I want to make sure I have a certain amount liquid. But outside of that, keeping your net worth in cash is a horrendous idea. Take a look at this quote. This is from Ray Dalio. Some people make the mistake of thinking they are getting richer because they are seeing their assets go up in price without seeing how their buying power is being eroded. The ones most hurt are those who have their money in cash, end quote. So that's very true. And I was thinking about this too, with how much inflation is going up. I mean, actually, let me back up just a little hair here. How much does, it's just on average, how much does the stock market tend to increase annually? I mean, I guess it depends on your source and what the timeline is that you're looking at, but typically the answer you get from people will be what, maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of 8%, 7%, 8%, something like that. Well, damn, inflation's eating up almost 100% of that, right? So it's like a net zero, basically, right? So it's kind of a scary time with everything about it. Now, to us invested in crypto, whatever your reason is for being in it, and some certainly are using it as a hedge. I don't know if the masses are or not. But the narrative's certainly out there at a minimum. But for us out here in crypto, we're not getting pummeled as much as everybody else. Now, yes, the people that have their money in cash, they're getting hit the worst. And I'm not against the stock market. I don't think inflation is going to stay like it is forever. I'm cautiously optimistic about that. And I don't want to go terribly in depth in the video because it might get too far outside the scope of what I wanted to talk about here. But I don't think that it's something that's going to be sustainable. There's going to be a come to Jesus moment, or they're just going to fix it before that. And I mean, it's probably going to be the come to Jesus moment, perhaps. if I had to bet. But either way, so yeah, bad to have money in straight up United States dollars. Stock market, it's going to keep going up. It's just a shame seeing how much inflation is eating away a lot of the increases that we've been seeing. So it's like, where else do you put your money? I mean, there are, of course, you can put money in precious metals. There's real estate. You can buy some dirt. But truth be told, just look historically, what's been moving up in value relative to any other asset the most on this planet? It's the crypto asset class. And so look, the amount of money I put in, over the years, it's been substantial, but it's worth substantially more today than what I put in relative to the United States dollar or anything else. And that's when I'm talking about asymmetrical gains, that's what I'm talking about. And so to the people that don't have any exposure to the crypto asset class, I kind of feel sorry for them. And then take a look at this. This was from chart analyst Credible Crypto. Yesterday, I shared a comment from him in the video where I was talking about price, and he wrote the following. Looks like price is being walked down on Coinbase. The buy wall at $45,000 below our last local lows also lines up with the 1,000 Bitcoin bid cluster on Finex everyone has been talking about lately. Would not surprise me if we put in one more lower low before the real bounce to $55,000 plus. So that's Bitcoin there. And then today, what did he write? Well, because we did see that bit of a crash, didn't we? And he wrote, there is the sweep of our lows I was looking for. Lows swept, Finex beds at $45,000 hit. Now think we are clear for our relief to $55,000 plus for Bitcoin. So we shall see. Don't mind seeing that, though. I'd rather go up than down. Also, I thought I'd highlight this briefly. This is from chart analyst Love Crypto, and I don't normally see price predictions from any of the analysts that I follow with a specific timeline, so I don't know if he's doing this just for fun or if he's highly confident in this, but I like it nonetheless. He wrote, end of year XRP price prediction, $1.12. Considering where we are now, wouldn't hate that. Then there was this from chart analyst Michael Vanderpop. He wrote, Bitcoin is still bottomed. And he also wrote this in a separate tweet. Many altcoins are down 80% since their peak high in May. They are also higher. Timeframe support levels are approaching those. The sentiment is ultra bearish all across the markets. I'm heavily buying. Are you? See, and so that's the sentiment that you get from people that have been in the space for a while, and you expect to see that type of sentiment from chart analysts. But man, and so because what's the typical retail speculator doing? Just panic selling, right? And so I've purchased at this point pretty much all that I want, all that I'm willing to risk, at least for the moment. But yes, I have certainly loaded up. And then there's this from the Daily Hodl. Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire says it's hard to see Bitcoin hitting hyped price target by year end. Oh, Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire is saying that a much vaunted Bitcoin prediction is unlikely to come true. Asked by CNBC anchor Kelly Evans to declare whether Bitcoin will be hitting a $100,000 before December 31st, the head of USD Coins, USDC, principal operator says the likelihood is low, and he said, it's hard to see. That's a quote. It's hard to see. And so over the past couple of months, several cryptocurrency analysts and influencers predicted that Bitcoin could surge above $100,000 by the end of 2021. This includes veteran crypto trader Tone Vays, who, by the way, hates XRP because of reasons, quantitative analyst, crypto analyst Plan B, a serial cryptocurrency entrepreneur Bobby Lee, and Bloomberg commodity strategist Mike McGlone. So there are all sorts of people predicting, based on the 4-year cycle, that we'd see $100,000 plus Bitcoin before the end of the year. So I don't know if that level is going to get hit this market cycle, but almost nobody thinks it's going to happen this year. And again, if you were one that thinks that the 4-year cycle is perfectly intact, why aren't altcoins popping at this point? We're over halfway through December. So it better happen soon. Otherwise, I don't know. But it doesn't look like it's exactly a 4-year cycle at this point. But again, I still firmly believe that you're going to see that euphoric blow off top before this all ends. So I'm not particularly worried about this. I'm still optimistic for XRP, which is the top 10 coin with the most potential upside because it's artificially suppressed thanks to the SEC versus Ripple action. So once it's all cleared up, I can only imagine the fireworks. So one day we'll just wake up, we'll see that headline, and we'll see price action responding to that, I suspect anyway. And that's going to be a really good day. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.